Hi guys, this is GSMDome.com and I'm here with the Honor Magic 8 Lite. It's one of the toughest phones I've ever seen. You can now drop it from up to 2.5 meters. And even though it has a plastic frame and also a plastic back, well, believe it or not, it's quite resilient. It's watertight and dust tight, IP68 certified, IP69K certified. You can even submerge it for up to 6 meters, which is quite the performance. It measures 7.8 millimeters in thickness, weighs 193 grams, and it's got a, I would say, typical design for a Magic Lite. You can see this metallic circle around the camera, which is something I've seen on the Magic 7 Lite, on the Magic 6 Lite, and I think even the Magic 5 Lite. Now, as far as the screen is concerned, it's an AMOLED, shows 1 billion colors, 6.79 inches in diagonal, 120 Hz, PWM dimming to protect your eyes, and up to 6000 nits of brightness, like the 8 and the 8 Pro model, which is quite impressive. Now, aside from that, the phone has a pretty decent processor for entry-level or mid-range handset, Qualcomm Snapdragon 6 Gen 4, 4nm octa-core, and with the Adreno 810 GPU. It also comes with Magic OS 9 applied on top of Android 15, although we're kind of waiting on Magic OS 10 because it brings similarity to the iOS 26 with the transparent windows and more airy interface. It's available with 8 or 12 gigs of RAM and 256 or 512 gigabytes of storage. There's no microSD as far as I know. The battery is quite impressive, even though in China it has an 8000 mAh battery. In Europe we're getting it with a still impressive 7500 mAh battery. Charges at 66 watts via wire. You can also use the phone like a power bank with a reverse charge at 7.5 watts. And even though it's an entry-level phone, it comes with AI features. There's quite a few of them. Among them, we have the Magic Portal. Magic Portal basically lets you transport text and also pictures from an application to other applications which are available in a side window. I'm having trouble with the knuckle to search gesture. I'm still struggling to master it. It's like circle to search but with the knuckle of your finger. I'll get to it when I'll get to it, but in the meantime let's talk about other features for the handset. We have an in-display fingerprint scanner, which is of the optical variety. We have stereo speakers here, and let's see what else we have. We have an eSIM support available for Europe, which is something rare. For the AI features, we have AI subtitles, which is useful if you're watching videos and you're in a foreign country. We also have AI translate, which is useful for if you're traveling, like I was. I was in China to test out the phone. And we also have AI writing, which basically can recompose, reformat, correct, summarize or expand your text. And we also have a Honor Lens, which works like Google Lens, identifies objects and looks them up online. And aside from that, the handset here also comes with, I would say, a pretty decent setup when it comes to the camera. 16 megapixel front camera, f2.5 aperture should be decent enough. I'm guessing that the front camera only shoots Full HD video like it happens on the Lite models. We also have AI deepfake detection, which uses the front camera, by the way. And going to the back camera, it's a dual setup with a 108 megapixel main camera, f1.8 aperture, PDAF and OIS, and a 5 megapixel camera, secondary camera. My guess is that it's the ultra wide variety because you don't have many details here. We do have a Pro mode where you can tweak white balance, exposure, shutter, ISO and so forth, and we have a Pro mode for photo and video, which is always good to have. Okay, you can shoot 4K video in 30 frames per second, which is always something nice for a Lite model. And we can also mess around with the efficient file format, AI photography and whatnot. 60 frames per second, I think it's only available in Full HD, not in 4K. We also have the regular photo mode with moving photos, watermark, HDR, timer, grid line and so forth. While in the portrait mode, we don't get the hardcore, which we would get on the Magic 8, on Magic 8 Pro, and plus we have a night mode if you're taking nighttime scenario photos. From what I understood, night capture has been improved from the Magic 7 Lite, which is pretty cool. Okay, so aside from that, here we have a bunch of photos which are actually taken with this phone, and you can play around with AI. You can erase people, you can do the outpainting, you can do circle to erase, you can apply all sorts of filters, make people anime, manga, things like that. And nowadays AI has been taking care of processing, even though if you don't have a connection. So usually you're required to have an internet connection to get things going, to erase people, to apply effects, but sometimes now you can do local AI processing. which is pretty cool to see for the sake of protection and your data never leaving the device. Erasing people has been a staple on handsets for the past 2 or 3 years. It's available as the Magic Eraser from Google, but also available embedded in most gallery applications nowadays. Okay, so the erasing is done. You can see a before and after. It's useful if you want to get rid of photo bombers in your photos. Overall, a pretty solid mid-range phone. I would say that the selling point here is not exactly the 100 megapixel camera, although it catches quite a few details as you can see here and quite vivid colors. And you can crop enough for your details. Now, you're not getting a charger in the box, but you should know that the charge is at 66 watts and you can also use it as a power bank. It's quite a solid phone when it comes to the, well, build. Its drop resilience has been improved now, and aside from the drop resilience, you can also do productivity with it. You can take your notes and you can do minutes, you can rewrite them in various tones, you can recompose and what have you. Having trouble with this keyboard here, but you can definitely change the tone and the type of writing. Okay, so I would say that the bezels are pretty narrow for an entry-level and mid-range phone, definitely narrower than what the Galaxy A is using right now. The earpiece is above the screen and is used as a secondary speaker, and the fingerprint scanner is of the optical varieties towards the bottom of the screen. Everything packed inside the 193-gram phone, which measures 7.8 millimeters in thickness, and aside from that, well, Magic OS 9, you're probably familiar with it from the Magic 7 series. We also have something called a Magic Capsule. It's basically a pill which will appear around the front camera, just like the Dynamic Island from Apple. Basically displays what's happening in other applications like, I don't know, maps, your Uber coming there, or your food delivery, a timer, a waveform for your video playing application. We have resizable folders, we have more customizable resizable folders, we have the Magic Portal, and the sidebar with app suggestions and actions. You can extract text from photos, you can translate it and more. Luckily we have here quite a few gigs of storage, 512 gigabytes of storage, and also features which will protect your eyes embedded in the settings department. So eye protection for better sleep via the melatonin secretion by removing blue light. This has been the first contact with the Honor Magic 8 Lite, the toughest phone I've seen in years.